Let me tell you a story. Sega announces a new Sonic game for 2017. For the first time since Sonic Unleashed, the game seems to be set with a somewhat serious tone and atmosphere, and it's modern Sonic. Not Boom Sonic, but true modern Sonic in a mainline game. This is exciting, and the way he moves in the trailer seems to imply boost formula. Phenomenal. And then seconds later, oh boy, Classic Sonic. What is Classic Sonic doing here? Don't get me wrong, I love Mania, and he was great and fulfilled a suitable role in Generations, as that was also an anniversary title. But this game is supposed to be something new, so I ask, what in the world is Classic Sonic doing here? Why are we taking the focus off of modern Sonic in the very first trailer? Oh well, we got Classic, we got Modern, I'll just do my best to enjoy the game when it comes out. A few months later, create a character is revealed. Ugh, disgusting. I know some people really dig this create a character thing in their story-driven games, and if you do, more power to you, but personally I hate when established franchises try to shove an original character down your throat and have them interact with the real main cast. But that's another discussion, maybe for another video. Okay, so now we got Classic Sonic, nostalgia pandering that feels out of place in a new modern title, original the character, a concept I hate and wish they would just put a character with an actual, character in his place, and we got modern Sonic. And hey, I should at least have a blast playing him, right? Right? Well, let's fast forward to the game's release. This is Quick Impressions Sonic Forces. Sonic Forces is a game about if Dr. Eggman succeeded in taking over the world. A resistance forms built with most notable Sonic characters and an army of original characters. Hey Silver, how did you get here? Aren't you from the future? Oh, that's never explained or even touched upon. Still nice to see him though, honestly. I missed him. So anyways, that's all the plot we need. About those Sonic stages I was sure I'd at least enjoy. Well, whoo boy, where do I start? Green Hill is back again? Yay, more nostalgia pandering like classic Sonic's entire presence? Why did they redesign Sonic's spikes to be shorter and more rounded? He looks like a plushie now. Meh, nitpick, but I had to say it. Anyways, gameplay. I'm gonna try to keep it fast. Momentum is screwed. Sonic's aerial control is atrocious. All of Sonic's animations are extremely stiff and lacking in any character or personality. This really gets under my skin for some reason. The boost feels so much less exhilarating than Generations and Unleashed. Sonic doesn't say anything when he boosts. There's no giant Sonic boom effect or a cool sound effect, and it feels slower. When Sonic is not boosting, he runs through rings instead of actually collecting them. Homing attack targeting has almost no control compared to previous games where you could use the analog stick to better aim your homing attacks. Double jump, while not an inherently bad idea, really screws with the homing attack targeting and timing, and also feels really pointless when the aerial control is, like I said earlier, messed up. I'd much prefer a neutral homing attack like in some previous games. There's these movie-like sequences where you have no control at all, like when Sonic goes through loops. In previous games, when Sonic would run through these segments, you could at least boost and move around through it, and these new sequences take a step back and take away any control entirely. There's these QTE segments where the game wants you to time your button press by hitting the green circle when it closes in on the target. You can literally just mash the action button with no timing whatsoever and still get good rankings. And mind you, this is on the hard mode of the game, no punishment whatsoever. Where's the effort? Stages end super abruptly. There are very few big or interesting set pieces or any sense of spectacle, and stage design for the most part is this. Sonic starts a level in 3D, runs forward. Level shifts to 2D and stays 2D almost the entire time. Level shifts back to 3D for Sonic to run to the end. I don't know about anyone else, but when I play modern Sonic, I'm looking for more 3D level design that's actually centered around that. Sure, it's okay to switch to 2D sometimes, but I do believe it should be primarily 3D, which this game doesn't do. Also, they removed Sonic's old drifting move to use around tight corners. Why? It definitely would have come in handy during this game. Anyways, those other two. Classic Sonic is floaty and has all kinds of physics mishaps, speed pads are slow, you can no longer instantly jump out of a charged spin dash for air momentum, and the level design is pretty bare bones. Why actually jump yourself when you can have a spring at the end of a platform automatically push you up? This happens a lot, and not only in Classic. The original character plays like a slower basic platformer, and is a lot more combat oriented. The combat is ridiculously easy, at least with the race and weapon I chose, until it came time for platforming. His aerial control is the worst by far out of the three and is extremely stiff. His jump is extremely stiff and gets screwed the worst by the bad physics. In my opinion, the worst gameplay style of the game, and I'm not saying that just because I don't like the idea of the original character in general. I truly gave him a chance. And lastly, we have these team-up levels between Sonic and the original character. These can be alright if I just keep my control to Sonic as much as possible. The new double boost feature is actually a neat idea that I like, but it ends up feeling anticlimactic in a lot of its implementation. The music is overall actually pretty garbage. All the songs have this really techno vibe feeling that gets really old really fast, and it doesn't strike me as memorable at all. The main themes for the game, Fist Bump and Theme of Infinite, I think are actually fantastic and absolutely destroy the rest of the forgettable soundtrack of most of the stages, with only a couple of rare exceptions. Graphically, on the PS4 here, the game actually does look pretty good. It's a visually pleasing game, a lot sharper than I expected, and a lot of the promotional material, I thought the game looked kinda like low res, I guess. I don't really know how to explain it. Maybe they were just using the Switch version, I don't know. But on this version here, I was very pleasantly surprised to see the graphics looking really crisp and the game running at a smooth 60 frames per second. Very nice. Moving on, I also unintentionally finished the game in about 3 hours of gameplay, and ended up finishing this game faster than my very first playthrough of Kingdom Hearts 0.2. And this was me playing all the cutscenes and listening to all the dialogue. However, the game being short wouldn't be a problem if it was good the whole time. And as it turns out, the most fun I had with this game was during the modern Sonic stages, predictably. But here's the sad part. This is the worst I've seen boost formula Sonic ever, and it's attributed to bad platforming control and boring level design. Modern Sonic, while being the best part of the game, pales in comparison to how he looked and felt in older games like Sonic Generations and Sonic Unleashed. And that's just sad. I'm a huge Sonic fan, if you didn't already know, and I know it sounds like I'm just destroying this game with negativity, but I really don't want to be this way. I want to be positive, but at the same time, I gotta call it like I played it. This game is really bad in comparison to previous entries with the same modern Sonic gameplay formula. The game feels very soulless and unpolished, with the stiff animations, boring level design, and overall lackluster presentation. There's no charm to be found here, sadly. I hope Sonic Team tries harder and bigger next time, but you never really know with them anymore. Anyways, I could go on and on much more in depth, but I'd prefer to keep the quick impressions somewhat quick. So overall, the game isn't worth anyone's time or money for more than $10 to $15. Try it if you're a really huge Sonic fan and just need to have the next game, kinda like I was. Otherwise, wait for them to make something fun and polished again. Man, this was the 3D Sonic game to accompany Sonic Mania on its year of release. Yikes. I've been Sir Alum1, and I'll catch you guys later. Thank you so much for watching.